Hello there! Today, we are diving into a topic that's as old as money itself, the different perceptions of wealth and opportunity between the rich and the poor. This may seem like a simple concept, but trust me, it's a lot more nuanced than you might think. We're going to explore 10 contrasting views by the rich and the poor when it comes to wealth and opportunity. These differing views shape not only our financial decisions, but also our overall life choices. They influence our mindset, our aspirations, and ultimately, our success. Understanding these perspectives can open up new ways of thinking, challenge our preconceived notions, and maybe even inspire us to make changes in our own lives. We'll go through each of these 10 contrasting views one by one, dissecting their meaning and impact. So buckle up, it's going to be an enlightening ride. Welcome to Money Funnel. Firstly, the rich tend to focus on opportunities, while the poor often focus on obstacles. It's all about perspective. For instance, consider a scenario where the market is crashing. A person with a poor mentality might see this as an obstacle, a disaster even, and pull back. They focus on the potential losses, the uncertainties, the risks. On the other hand, someone with a rich mentality might see the same situation as a golden opportunity. They would be thinking about the stocks now available at discounted prices, the chance to invest and reap the benefits when the market rebounds. This mindset allows them to seize opportunities even in the face of adversity. It's like two people looking at the same painting, but interpreting it differently. The rich choose to see the silver lining, the potential for growth and profit, while the poor often dwell on the potential pitfalls. So, the first difference lies in the focus opportunities or obstacles. Secondly, the rich believe in taking calculated risks, whereas the poor generally prefer to play it safe. Now, let's delve into why this is such a game changer. You see, wealth creation isn't about playing it safe all the time. It's about strategically taking risks, weighing the potential rewards against the possible losses. It's about stepping out of comfort zones and venturing into the unknown. This doesn't mean the rich are reckless. Far from it. They take calculated risks. They gather information, learn from past experiences, seek advice, and then make informed decisions. This approach allows them to seize opportunities that others might miss out on due to fear or uncertainty. On the other hand, the poor often let fear of failure or loss dictate their decisions. They stick to what they know, avoiding risks, thereby limiting their opportunities for growth and wealth creation. This brings us to the second difference: risk-taking versus playing it safe. Moving on to number 3, the rich view money as a tool for growth, while the poor see it as a means of survival. It's all about perspective. For the affluent, money isn't simply a resource to be spent, but rather an instrument to be wielded. They invest in assets, start businesses, or fund innovative ideas, leveraging their wealth to create more. It's a cycle of growth, where every dollar spent has the potential to return even more. On the other hand, those less fortunate often see money as something necessary for basic survival. It's used to meet immediate needs like food, shelter, and clothing. This perspective, while understandable, often leads to a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, where the focus is on the present rather than future financial growth. This stark contrast in perspectives shapes how each group approaches their financial decisions. And that's our third contrast: money as a tool versus a means of survival. Number 4, the rich view education as an investment, while the poor view it as an expense. Now let's dive a bit deeper into this. Imagine education as a seed. The rich see this seed as a potential tree that can bear fruits for years to come. They understand that the initial effort to plant and nurture the seed will lead to a return on investment that far outweighs the initial cost. On the flip side, the poor often see education as an expense, something that drains resources without an immediate, tangible return. This perspective often limits them to short-term thinking, overlooking the long-term benefits that education can provide. This difference in viewpoint significantly influences the choices made. The rich are more likely to invest in continuous learning and skill development, understanding the long-term value, while the poor might hesitate, seeing only the immediate cost. So, our fourth contrast explores education as an investment versus an expense. Number 5, the rich expand their network while the poor stay within their comfort zones. Imagine you're in a room full of doors. Each door represents an opportunity, a chance to grow, to learn, to make a difference. But you can only access these doors if you have the keys. In the realm of wealth creation, these keys are people, your network. The rich understand this. They continuously step out of their comfort zones, meeting new people, forging alliances, taking on mentors. They know that every person they meet can potentially open a door they didn't even know existed. Conversely, those less affluent often stay within their comfort zones, limiting themselves to a familiar circle. They miss out on countless doors of opportunity simply because they don't have the keys. They may feel safe and comfortable, but at what cost? Wealth expansion often requires that uncomfortable step into the unknown. This brings us to the halfway mark with our fifth contrast: expanding networks versus staying in comfort zones. Moving to our number 6, the rich play for the long term, while the poor focus on immediate gratification. Imagine wealth creation as a marathon, not a sprint. The rich understand this. Their strategy? Long-term planning. They plant seeds today, nurturing them patiently, knowing the harvest is seasons away. This is the essence of investing, the willingness to delay gratification, to let time and interest work their magic. On the contrary, those less affluent often seek immediate rewards. They tend to spend rather than save, drawn to the allure of the here and now. But what they might not realize is that this lack of long-term focus can lead to a cycle of financial instability. Remember, wealth is not about quick fixes or lottery wins. It's about consistent growth, smart decisions, and yes, patience. That's our 6th contrast: long-term focus versus immediate gratification. Number 7, the rich embrace failure as a part of the learning process, while the poor let failure define them. To the wealthy, failure is not an end, but a detour or a reroute. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to refine their strategies. They understand that setbacks are a natural part of the journey to success. They dust themselves off after a fall, analyze what went wrong, and get back on track with newfound wisdom. In contrast, those with a poverty mindset often allow failure to define their identity. They see it as a confirmation of their inadequacy, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Instead of learning from their mistakes, they internalize the failure, which hampers progress and keeps them trapped in a cycle of disappointment. This difference in perspective on failure can greatly affect wealth creation. It's about resilience, adaptability, and the willingness to step outside the comfort zone despite the risks. And that's our 7th contrast: embracing failure versus letting it define you. Number 8, the rich value time as a valuable asset, while the poor frequently waste time on unproductive endeavors. Now let's unpack this. We've all heard the saying, time is money. But what does it really mean? Well, for the wealthy, it's a fundamental principle. They understand that every minute is a chance to create, to learn, to grow. They prioritize tasks that bring value and delegate or eliminate those that don't. Think about it. They could be investing, networking, or coming up with the next big idea. They're not just busy, they're productive. On the flip side, those struggling with poverty often fall into the trap of unproductive endeavors. They might be busy, but are they creating value? Are they moving closer to their goals? Or are they just running in place, letting precious time slip away? Time management, then, is a critical skill in wealth creation, and it's one the wealthy prioritize. That brings us to our 8th contrast: valuing time versus wasting it. Number 9, the rich seek guidance from mentors and experts, while the poor often rely solely on their limited knowledge. Now, why is that? Well, when it comes to creating wealth, knowledge is power. But it's not just about what you know. It's about who you know and who knows you. The rich understand this. They prioritize seeking guidance from those who have walked the path before them, those who have achieved what they aspire to. They don't just rely on their own limited knowledge or experience. They recognize the value of leveraging the insights, wisdom, and expertise of others. They network, they seek mentorship, they invest in personal and professional development. They understand that the quickest way to get from point A to point B is not to reinvent the wheel, but to learn from those who have already made the journey. On the other hand, the poor often limit themselves to their own perspectives, to their own experiences. They fail to leverage the power of collective wisdom and experience. And that's a major setback. That's our 9th contrast: seeking guidance versus relying on limited knowledge. Finally, number 10, the rich believe in their ability to create wealth, while the poor often feel like victims of circumstance. This contrast is particularly significant because it pertains to the mindset, a crucial aspect of wealth creation. The rich don't wait for wealth to fall into their laps. They actively seek it out. They innovate, they take risks, and they work tirelessly to build their fortunes. They believe in their ability to shape their future, and this belief fuels their determination and resilience. On the other hand, individuals who feel like victims of circumstance often view wealth as something outside their control. They see themselves as pawns in a game played by fate or chance, helpless and unable to change their financial situation. This mindset can be crippling, as it fosters passivity and discourages proactive behavior. Belief in oneself, in one's ability to create wealth, is not just a characteristic of the rich, it's a catalyst for becoming rich. And that concludes our 10th and final contrast: belief in creating wealth versus feeling like a victim of circumstance. So there you have it, 10 contrasting views of the rich and the poor about wealth and opportunity. From focusing on opportunities versus obstacles, taking calculated risks versus playing it safe, to viewing money as a tool for growth versus a means of survival, these contrasts are stark and enlightening. The rich see education as an investment, expand their networks, and play for the long term. They embrace failure as part of the learning process, value time as a significant asset, seek guidance from experts, and believe in their ability to create wealth. On the other hand, the poor often view education as an expense, stay within their comfort zones, focus on immediate gratification, and let failure define them. They frequently waste time, rely on their limited knowledge, and often feel like victims of circumstance. Remember, understanding these contrasts can provide valuable insights into your own perceptions about wealth and opportunity. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep exploring and learning. If you liked this video, please help us grow this channel by subscribing now. Don't forget to hit that like and notification bell for more motivational and financial tip videos.